All right, do we have sound now? Hopefully this fixed the problem. I still can double check if I'm live. It takes a little while before this thing updates. Come on. Oh, there we go. And I hear sound. All right, how's it going, guys? It only took half hour to figure this thing out. Now, it took so long, the light is completely different. The sun that was right in front of us here, now it's no longer there. How do I get rid of all those things? There we go. Hopefully that'll be better. Okay, let me see. There we go. There? 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 I think that's it. Can you guys hear me now? I can't see you. Yep, good audio. Yeah, working. All right. Well, there we go. So that kind of put a stop there to our flow here. I don't even know what I was going to talk to you guys about. What's everyone else out there doing? Hello from West Florida. Wow, Michael Boley. Oh, that name sounds familiar. You either bought batteries or you comment a lot on the videos, right? I'm kind of familiar with that. Kentucky, I can hear you. Oh my God, this started going fast. You know, I used to be able to open up this window to get like just the comments, right? Because the window's too small. And hey, come on. How do you get rid of that? Get rid of this thing. Okay, there we go. Batteries. Yes, let's talk about batteries. Has any of you out there been buying batteries? I uploaded that video yesterday, I want to say, or the day before. I don't know. I can't keep track. And I'm pretty sure you guys have a bunch of questions about those. I kind of struggle with the video because there's just so much info to put in there. But at the same time, it's all general stuff that I've been talking about in the videos for a long time. It was already, you know, 15-minute video or something like that. It was really long. So I didn't know if you guys wanted extra, you know, info on there. Let's see. Can I open up another window where I can see this thing? Hold on. I'll figure it out, guys. Where's the other window? Total view time. Here we go. Oh my God, it's already so many of you watching this. Live control, view on watch page. I think that is the thing that I want. Boom, there we go. I have live, yes, I have live view of the window here. All right. How did I make this thing bigger? Just got some today recycled from laptops. E-Custom Performances. All right. Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania here. I can't afford the new batteries. I need to buy 2 of the 10S2P modules and do an e-bike. Oh yeah, for e-bikes. Oh, by the way, guys, someone that I know today hit me up. I might review an e-bike, and it's one of these like, I think like really expensive ones, like these $2,000 ones, which I'm like, are people buying $2,000 e-bikes? I mean, that's like 1/10 of a car conversion, you know. It's a crazy thing that people pay that much for that. But anyways, I might be reviewing one of those. Hello from Grid Life Solar in Wisconsin. Frederick, Mom. Hey, Frederick. Batteries batteries are available. I don't know if you realize that. Yeah, I remember I had conversations with you. Which, by the way, Frederick, I think I saw your video, the one where I saw that rolling long solar panel, right? And I bought one, and I have it here. I'm going to play with it. I think I'm going to buy more. The only problem is that they're discontinued. So the reason why I want to buy those panels as opposed to the regular panels, which are much smaller, I think, when you compare the area size in area, it's that, well, they're foldable and you can store them in little boxes if you wanted to. And I think you can just throw them up on your roof and then just like tie them up there. Like there's no, you know what I mean? Like if the wind takes them, it's just like a sheet of plastic that falls over. But, you know, so you don't have to install anything. Like I don't own my home here where I'm at, and so I can't install anything permanently, and I could, but you know, I'd be wasting my time and effort because it's not my house. And so I can't get anything permitted because, you know, the owner has to approve all that stuff. But I could just throw some of those panels up in my roof and just, you know, start collecting energy and then charge my batteries and then run. I want to really run my pool pump. If you guys, any of you guys out there have a pool, I don't know if I have just like a old pump or whatever, but it uses about 10 kilowatt hours a day. It's crazy. That's like 1/3 of the energy that I use. Well, then the summer I think is less because I'm using the AC, right? But yeah, that's crazy amount. Anyways, let me shut up and talk and read your comments here to see what you guys are saying. Tampa, have been in talks Alibaba supplier. I've been in talks with a lot of Alibaba suppliers. Most won't do cheap and keep saying they are originals from Korea and Japan. One guy told me the same. Said, I don't know what you're talking about. Are you talking about batteries? Probably batteries. What was that red 6-pack of batteries you had in your last video? That was a battery pack that, well, one of my sources had to recycle. Now I have connections with several recyclers, and so whenever they get batteries, they're like, hey, are these any good? You know, are these any good? Can you sell them? Can people use them? And this ones were brand new cells, and for some reason that is unknown to us, or, you know, I'm not able to disclose. I don't even know which one it is now. I lost track. Brand new systems with all these packs, right? And there's 10,000 of these packs, 20 cells each, you know, 160 watt hours or something. And I'm like, yes, of course we can sell these. These are in 20p1s, right? So it's essentially a battery that's made out of 20 of these cells. It can put out a ton of power. It can store, you know, I don't know, 2,000 times 20 or whatever, 2,000 milliamp hours. So it's pretty good. That's where those came from. A lot of people are asking me where can they get the little plastic holders, but you can. You know, it's like whoever made that product that had to be destroyed, it's custom makes these little things, and so they put them in there. And they had no problem with us selling the cells, but they obviously we couldn't sell the actual product. There's a reason why we're destroying it, but it wasn't because there was anything wrong technically with the product. I think it just didn't meet like technical specifications or something, or they couldn't sell it for some reason. It didn't meet the customer's demand. I don't know, something like that. But batteries were perfectly good. Here's a shout out to the old Jack Rickard. That's what he used to do all the time when he was... Man, I'm getting old, I guess. I'm like mimicking that guy. Anyways, that's what that is happening. Hi, is there... Let's read some of your comments. I want to read some of your comments. What was... Yeah, that was the one. There is a pretty... Okay, now it just jumped. You guys have put too much comments in here. Sorry if I haven't gotten to you. There is... I know I promised one of you guys out there that I was gonna answer your question instead of, you know, typing comments back and forth in every single social platform. Say, hey, join me, I'm live there. I hope you just keep repeating your question. I'm sure we're gonna come up here. There's also another way. I don't want to make you guys pay for this, but the super chat actually opens up a separate window, and so if you give me like $1 or whatever, then that opens up the thing, and then I'm able to see that is a question, right? And it makes a note of it, and then I'll be able to get, because there's just way too many questions. I can't read through them. You guys are just asking too much stuff. Let's see. My variable pump can go down to 100 amps. I wonder what kind of pump it. Oh, the pump for the thing. Wait, 100 amps? Get down to 100 amps. I don't know what that means. No, mine uses about 5 amps, 6 amps, but it's a 240, so it's like 1,500 watts. Is it 15? No, it's 1,000 watts, right? So every hour that it's on, it's 1,000 watts, 1 kilowatt. So if it's on like 10 hours a day, that's 10 kilowatts. I did the math the other day, and I actually measured the cables you see in my clamp or whatever. What could I throw in easy in a 48-volt golf cart to replace lead acid? Well, I mean, any of these batteries, really, the ones that I put yesterday. But the problem is that the minimum order quantity is like 10 kilowatt hours or more. So unless you have a couple of these golf carts, then it's pretty much. But you can do some of these smaller batteries that we're doing. You just have to put together your battery pack. The cool thing about those ones from the automotive applications is that they're already packaged in modules in their large format. So you can get 6, well, what would it be, for 48 it would be like, what are they using, 12, 13, 14 cells, and then you put them together, connect them in series, and then you got your battery that you need. And they're power cells, so they push a ton of power, right? Something like 500, 600 amps. So no problem pushing around a little golf cart. I mean, these are made to push a full-size car, 2,000-3,000 pound car. So yeah, that's the problem. That's the problem, that you have to buy a pallet worth, because these people don't want to deal with anything less than a pallet worth, right? So I don't know. I think what you guys can do is probably get together and make like a group buy, or someone could start buying them, and they already come packaged in these neat boxes. And so what you can do is just get them, and then you just resell them like that. You know what I mean? Like sell them. You price it up so it's worth your trouble or whatever. But you can buy one module at a time, because these people are like, no, we will not send anything through anything other than freight carrier. So trucks pull up there, they load up, pallets, and then the batteries go out. So that's the only bad thing. These guys are big time. They move a lot of batteries. They have a warehouse full of batteries. So that's the cool thing. We can get really good pricing, but you have to buy quite a bit. So I know that not everyone is there yet. That's why I also provided the other, the batteries, the links for all the other batteries, the smaller ones. And by the way, the smaller ones, there's going to be a ton of those. There's going to be loose cells coming up, which I'm really excited about that, because then we can make our own modules. And so, for typical power wall applications, you don't need to make your own modules. You could just get these boxes and screw them in the wall and put them in boxes and stuff like that, and then it's okay. But for me, I want to build custom size modules so they can perfectly fit my Samba, so I can stuff it with as much battery as I can. And so that's why I'm so excited about the loose 18650 cells that are coming up. Not only, well, they're all new. There's some that are used, recycled, but they have like 0, 1 or 2 cycles or whatever. They have some calendar life in there. But then there's also brand new cells from China that are tested, and they're made to custom specs. And this is where we're getting at now. It's like almost, I mean, we're almost done with the days where we're having a, look through scrap and, harvest old batteries that are next to dying. Like Peter, I don't know if you saw that video that Peter Matthews was on today, but he was like, well, that's a big question. We don't know. We put a bunch of work in this here. I think he put like 18 months worth of work into that battery pack, and he doesn't know how long it's gonna last. Now I know just through experience that the way he's using his batteries is those batteries have an easy life, right? They're gonna last a long time. They're gonna be there for 10 plus 15 years, something like that. Now he doesn't quite believe that yet, but he will. As time goes by, he will see that his batteries are not degrading at the rate he thought he was gonna be. But we're almost done with that stage. It's like, I think as more and more people get to that, I think, well, there's going to be more batteries available. Not only there's more batteries available because of the car industry and stuff, but just there's more people that are interested, more people with money and means, and and so, I mean, we're there now. I'm going to be able to point you to brand new batteries, 3,000, 2,800 milliamp hours for less than $3, like $250 or something. I don't know, something like that. Pretty exciting things happening, and so that's pretty cool, and I can't wait to share all those with you guys. Let's read some of your use your pool to grow with aeroponics. Use that water to grow. I actually used it today to do some exercise, because I'm under a lot of stress lately. I don't know why, and I'm having problems sleeping, so I think I'm just not doing enough exercise, so I went out there and did some exercise today when it's hot. All right. Okay, just jump. Jehu, do you have solar panels on your house? No, I don't own my house, and so I can't install solar panels. I also been broke for the last 3 years, so I haven't had the means to buy solar panels. Things are starting to shift now. The video, all the work, all the 3 years of work that I've been doing on my channel, starting to pay up. And I'm paying a bunch of debt right now that I have, but eventually I think I'm going to be able to buy batteries and buy solar panels, and then do a bunch of these projects that I you know, I've been talking about now for 3 years. Yeah, I mean that's where I'm at right now. Yeah, so I'm almost at the brink where I can start spending money so I can develop projects. And you guys are helping me a ton. I set up that Patreon page, and you guys, you know, donate every month. And so I use that money to buy here things there and there, batteries and stuff, and test them out, and you know, and that stuff, and that's helped quite a bit. And so that's the reason why I don't have, you know, my project's actually not as developed as like Peter's. You know, Peter's like, hey, I'm gonna build this thing. He's got a 40 kilowatt hour pack. I don't have any. You know, Vice is going to come in 3 weeks and do a video piece on me, not just on me, but on the future of energy and stuff. But they want to come to LA and they want to see what we've been doing. And I'm like, I'm the only one out of the whole community that doesn't have a power wall. And you know, that's some of the criticism that I get from people, that I just talk about doing stuff and I never do it. There's a reason for that. I just haven't had the means to do it. But now it's, I think we're gonna get to that point. Thomas Jaswetsky says, custom sizes welded with nickel in my shop, but e-bike stuff just 20 to 25 amp power, 14 amps. So that's some of the batteries that you have. Hey, Powerwall, HP Powerwall's here. It was crap. I wonder what you're talking about. Peter, by the way, you're much better at doing this. You actually read through all of the comments. I can't. Especially, it's a tiny little screen like this. You know, YouTube changed their algorithm on their whole system. It's hard to do stuff anymore. I used to be able to open up and start. I sound like a broken record. So what's the next big thing in battery tech? There isn't. Well, I mean, there's a bunch of new battery tech on the horizon, but who cares? That's in the future. Industry hasn't even started producing them. It's years before we get our hands on them. So who cares? I'm not interested in talking about that. I'm planning on getting LG G2 in bulk. The HG2, is that's not the one. No, HB2s were the ones that we sold, right? That we got a pallet. Yeah, do it. Where are you getting them? If you don't mind me asking more. Okay, let's adjust this thing here. Look at this guy. Okay. Let's see. HG2 is good stuff. Yeah. Hopefully you can help us find a good reasonable BMS for the 12S2P 44 volt Johnson power packs for inverter use. 12S. Oh, I see what you're saying. So if you put 3 together or in series or whatever, be able to get 3. Yeah, that you know, I had a long conversation with Jaren, HV Powerwall. Is that Jaren? From you know, I don't know if you guys know. A lot of you guys are new on my channel, but I traditionally was a no BMS guy, right? I'm like, no BMS, no BMS, no BMS. Oh my God, what's happening here? I'm pressing the wrong buttons. And the reason was that because there was no products out there that would actually do a decent job. And so I was like, no, you know, your battery's actually safer without a BMS. And so that was the reason why I was like, no BMS, no BMS, right? Hey, thank you. Someone gave me a $5 super chat. Thank you. Hopefully I can see where your question's at, if you have a question or not. But of course that's changing. Oh, here we go. Gay your turbo. I have your question here. It's definitely highlighted. I'll get to it. But things are changing now. Like I said in the video, when it's going mainstream, everybody's getting into. I know a lot of you guys don't know the history, haven't been here from the very beginning to see the evolution of this thing. So yeah, if you're not gonna become an expert and you're really gonna geek out on batteries like some of us do, yeah, you need a BMS. You need a computer to keep track. You need a thing that just keeps your battery safe, keeps your system from getting out of balance and stuff, doing all stuff. We didn't need that at the beginning because we were really close, building our battery packs and understanding the tech. Now I know that I can't expect everyone that wants a battery, and now I mean everyone should have the battery pack in their garage. There will be a time, and it's coming. It's sooner than you guys realize, and not everyone needs to be able to understand the technology as closely as we do, the early adopters, the crazies like us. So yeah, BMS, and so Batrium has good products, and they're open to develop new products as this market grows and stuff. I had a long conversation with Jaron, and yeah, he's cool. He's a super cool dude. He knows what he's doing. He's got quite a bit of experience. So yeah, I can see him doing custom boards for these batteries. The LG ones, you can't really use them because you don't have access to the terminals, and you need a solid connection to the terminal. You can't have those tiny little cables, or he's working on a thing that will help that, right? But for now, I think a custom-made PC board with slots where you can put on each side, and every tab of each cell could be just solder or crimped or something. It's probably going to be the way to go. And I talked to him about the amount of modules that are coming out of these recycling facilities that I am now partnered with, and so I think it's worth it. There's going to be quite a bit of those and stuff. All right, let's get to this question. Would you personally use a DIY battery bank on a boat? How would you build it? Precautions you may take? Any other recommendations? Yeah, okay. The boats are a weird thing, right? So traditionally, I've always said that batteries have the hardest life and the most demanding life on a vehicle, right? On a car, because you think about it, it's a big giant chunk of steel coming around, and 3,000 pounds, and up, and you gotta accelerate that, in 5 seconds. You gotta be up to speed like 40 miles or something, just to keep up with modern traffic. So it requires a ton of energy. I mean, you need 100 kilowatts to push that car really quickly. And then, you stop, and then you do it again, then you stop and you do it again, and then people want to tow stuff with it, and people want to load it up with stuff, and they want to go fast, 60, 70 miles an hour, for an hour, 2 hours. So really, really crazy life cycle that batteries get on a car. So that's why we're always like, well, yeah, once they're done with that, once they're too weak to do that reliably and stuff, you can still use them at home because they're like, it's a chill life at home. You have this big giant battery bank, usually bigger than a car has, and then your house just, trickle discharges it. Yeah, and then your solar panels just trickle charge it and stuff. So a boat is actually on the other side of the car, because the car at the very least is just like for a few seconds, it uses 100 kilowatts or whatever, and then it gets up to speed, and then you just cruise. On a boat is different. It's like the water. I mean, it's your peak, whatever your energy consumption is to do 20 knots or what. I don't know. Whatever it is, 10 miles an hour on the waters, whatever it is. You're pretty much using like a pretty steep power level, right? And so batteries don't last as long. I think it's more demanding than even car or automotive use. And so that's the problem with a boat. You basically need to have a giant battery, like giant. If you're gonna run an hour on your boat, if that's the average thing, you gotta have 2 hours worth of battery, 2.5, 3 hours, so that your batteries don't stress out and you're not having to change them all the time, right? Other than that, I mean, yeah, I think you just gotta, work out the whole water thing. It's like if you're in the ocean, there's always water around. You gotta seal everything, put them in boxes that are whatever sealed. Water and electricity don't mix typically, and so that's one of the issues or whatever. But and you'll have to do that with the entire system, right? So yeah, I mean, usually higher voltage systems run more efficient, and you would have to do that on a boat. But then water and high voltage doesn't mix together, so there's the thing. You might want to do lower voltage. There's no problem if you get water like on a 48 volt system. You might shock yourself a little bit there, but it's not going to kill you. It's not going to electrocute you. So there's a fine line in there. I think the key is just giant battery. And I think it's no big deal because, well, weight is not a big issue on the ocean, I don't think, right? I mean, your boat's going to displace battery, water, no matter what. And so, other than that, yeah, get a BMS. Yeah, and there's really no other custom concerns for that. I mean, there's a lot of people building boats with lithium batteries, and I think it's great. All right, let's see. What else? I hope I answered some of your questions. Saltwater battery. Saltwater battery is pretty exciting. Yeah, it's for large application, right? Yeah, in the future, I think we're going to see a lot more of that. But it's less exciting because it's not here again. It's just for people that, have special applications. How the bus is going, Fernando de Soli says. My bus, it's going. It's great. It's fully charged right now. I charged it last night. My car cycles from 4.15 volts to 3.50 every day. Wow, that's pretty good. Yeah, your batteries are getting a pretty easy life there. Oh my God, there's another one here. Matt Dukas says, Raspberry Pi for BMS? Thoughts? Fire suppression? Yeah, Raspberry Pi, it doesn't matter. I mean, it's just a microcontroller, right? I think Raspberry Pi is probably overkill. A lot of these BMS systems are doing with the Arduinos, right? And there's plenty of computing power in Arduino to be able to handle. I mean, it's very basic systems. It's just, it requires a lot of testing to do redundancy. I had an opportunity to talk to Otmar, and yeah, it's like the systems that he built 10 years ago with the Manzanita Micro, the Zilla, controllers and stuff. It's basic stuff now. He's like, yeah, I've used like it's old technology now. It's like legacy equipment when it comes to that. But he's like, he spent a ton of time working for the safety, the safety measures. Like if this condition happens here, so there's like a checklist that has to happen. If the batteries, the voltage at this place it's between this and this, then you got to do this and that. If it's from here to there, then you got to do. So you got to build a bunch of contingencies. So there, it's. I think it's more like designing the right system as opposed to the amount of computing power that it needs. Yeah, Raspberry Pi, it's more, I think, than it needs to be. I think the cool thing would be to build the GUI, right? So the user interface. I think that's where it's at. Like, build a little screen that tells you like this is what the BMS is doing. There's a battery that's falling behind, or there's a battery that's overheating or whatever. These are the steps that were done. And because it's never like one-time thing. It's like if a battery is going bad or it's gonna go bad or a thing, it's gonna be like a gradual thing. And so as the batteries age, you want to keep an eye on that, but you want to be able to do it easily, not in look through some code or stuff and have to plug your computer. If it's a screen there, I think that's for the magic of the BMSs are gonna be. And I think I think Baytram is doing a good job. I think they have their interface is nice. It's the nicest that I've seen anyways. Let's see. What else do we got? 18650 versus LivePo 4 GVS Calv. It's right there. I am going to I want to do a video about this, but essentially I just put a link here. That article talks about 18650 batteries on a Tesla Model S with 400,000 kilometers, and how the data shows that easily they're going to get to 1,000,000 miles, right? So the Tesla is a 1,000,000-mile car. And I said that in a video, you know, I don't know, like a few months ago or whatever. And that turns out the data, every day that data that's coming out, it's showing that that's going to be the reality. So yeah, life before, you know, the cycle life is a lot better, but because the quality of the cells is less, because they're made in less numbers, I think it's you know, it's a give and take. That's the reason why I took my my lithium iron phosphate batteries out of my Samba, because they were degrading at different rates. They started off like wildly different from each other. You know, they were all supposed to be 90 amp hours. Some were 100, some were 80. You know, that's, you know, they were like quite different just just to start off. You know, and so yeah, the quality manufactured of these large format cells is less because there's less of them being made. So that's why I think life before is not going to be in cars, and that doesn't have the energy density, right? I think for storage it's fine, and with the BMS it's fine, even if they're grading at different rates. That's what the BMS is there for, right? So yeah, you really need it on BMS. On 18650s, less so. And you know, Jaron on Patreon pretty much said that Peter is no longer a good candidate to test his BMS system because his batteries just don't drift from each other. There's like not a lot of stuff that the BMS has to do, and so it's not the greatest case there to do that. Let's see here, Matt. Okay, let's see. Fire suppression, sand or salt water? I mean, once these things start going, it's hard to put them out. But I think, yeah, it's sand or water is fine. You know, it's like a lot of people think that these are lithium batteries, and so they won't go out because they're producing their own oxygen. It doesn't work that way. It's not lithium metal. It's a lithium salt. Right, it's the electrolyte that is lithium. So there's none of that self-combustible thing on there. There's just there's a lot of energy in there, and it seems like it's really hard to put them out. So yeah, if you throw water on a battery fire, it'll stop. It'll, you know, it'll do its thing. Let's see. Okay, here we go. I rode in a vintage Swedish Navy boat going 50 knots, and that sucker had 1,200 horsepower, and it was using all of it. Yep, boats, that's what they do. They just run at peak. You know, they just consume a ton of energy. So it's not like cars. It's not like a little peak here and then you go peak there. It's just all the time. If you're moving, it's just using all available power. Battery sequence in an electric car? I don't understand what that question means. Please elaborate more. Okay, let me go. The combat engineer says you just made $9 for talking. Add professional public speaker to your resume. Yeah, I think there will be a time where I will probably do speaking engagement. Actually, I think I already have booked the first one. My wife's school is doing something that I can't remember what it is, but they're asking me if I want to come and speak. And it's non-paid, I'm sure, but you know, you start doing stuff non-paid first. You know, my first videos were not paid. For 10 years I made videos for my friends' weddings and for this and that, and I never got paid. You know, it's not until now that I'm starting to get a little bit of money through the video work. So the speaking engagements will start, and then eventually maybe one day I'll start getting paid for those. Oh my God, there's $50 from Mike Williams. Thank you, Mike. Maybe 2 days when I start getting paid for talking. Let's see here. The batteries that you're selling, how long would they last? Cycles. It's really depends on what use you do. If you use them and abuse them, they won't last very long, right? If you use them right, if you use them like Tesla's using them, which means they built a big battery and you know they don't cycle it every day. They don't charge it all the way through. They charge it, you know, 80% of the way for most of the time, and only when you need to like really use like all the battery, then you charge it all the way up. Yeah, it's gonna be 1,000,000 miles, 20 years, whatever it is application that you're using, either in time or in cycles. I estimate the Tesla batteries are going to last 3,000 cycles. So of course these ones that I'm selling, they're not 18650, so they might be playing a little bit with that, you know, lower quantities of manufacture. So that means maybe there's more like a higher failure rate. But these are modern, you know, I mean, these are better than the Cal batteries. The Cal batteries, you know, those were low production, China made, I don't know what the standards were for. Those are like, I don't even know what those Cals were designed for. I think they're just like all general purpose. First, I was here, well, aviation, right? So I guess Chinese aviation company or whatever, that's what Cal starts for. So they should have been made to really high standards, but it didn't seem like that was the case because, you know, all the time that we were using them, they weren't that great. They just were not. So yeah, I don't know, 2,000 cycles, maybe it's a safe estimation, just a rough estimation without having any really data to go off. Just, you know, it's a guesstimation, I'd say. Okay, let's see. What else is going on? Let's see. Sailboat. Don't buy 5,000 milliamp hour 18650. Look at the Trustfire video. You'll be lucky to get 1,000. Yeah, don't get those ones. So, you know, those Trustfire ones are essentially the dead lata batteries. What they do in China, they take them apart, they sift through them, and then they wrap them, and they put Trustfire. You know, and Trustfire is just the one that was the largest one. There's a ton of them. There's a bunch of different brands. Anything that's weird, not like one of the major ones, it's a rewrap, or it's a low quality like Chinese battery. You know what I mean? Like China, it has little shops that make batteries. All you need is some machine and a warehouse and some of this like stuff. You know, you need copper, you need graphite, you need like to make that little slurry. So people can do it. They're not gonna make a good battery. You know, not better than Panasonic or Samsung or, you know, any of the big manufacturers, Sony and stuff. All right, we got another super chat. Man, come on. Wendell Jefferson, thank you, Wendell. Yes, use this to start a PayPal defense fund. What's a PayPal defense fund? Oh, just in case they ever try to screw me again. Yeah, I think I just needed to build more, you know, more traffic through there. My account was kind of stagnant for a long time because I wasn't doing business anymore with it. But you know, it's a long-standing account and moved a ton of money through it and stuff. And so I think that's when they saw new stuff. They freaked out, I guess. Rob Skenton says 5,000 cycles at 1C for full capacity, plus 200% cycles for half cycle life. Yeah, 5,000 cycles at 1C, probably. Yeah, I mean, it's if they're 18650s, definitely. If they're the other ones that I'm selling right now, or that, you know, I'm helping to sell from the recyclers over here, maybe not, maybe a little bit less than that. I'd say, you know, 5,000 cycles, it's a little bit optimistic. Let's see. Let's see. I need a solderless system. My solder skills are horrible. What do you recommend? So I just saw someone's video on the DIY Powerwalls forum. Someone is actually used spot welding, not the like actual like fuse wire. So that was a big deal, right? If you can figure out how to do the fuse wire, you'd have to build like little custom little ends or something, you know, with a little cut in there so it holds the fuse wire, and then you do it, and then you have to really control the power so you don't burn the fuse wire, right? Because if you burn it, then it's gonna change the amount of current that it carries. So if you can like closely control that, yeah, you know, go ahead. Like it's super easy to make a spot welder. You just have to get, I mean, you can do it with like a battery, like people, I've seen them, like some people do them super simple, like just with a 12-volt battery and the thing, and then like a little MOSFET or something, you know what I mean, like a little block of MOSFET, so it's a clean connect, and it's not like this is spark. And people, yeah, it's easy to do them. I think someone was selling like a little board, and I've been waiting to get one, but then again, it's just like I have a backlog of projects, and a lot of them are still out of my reach and stuff. So you know, now with all you guys' donation stuff, I think some of that stuff it's gonna become more reality, and I'm gonna be able to show you. I do have that Vice crew coming out here in 3 weeks, so I think I am gonna work on setting up my power wall, and several of them, you know, it's like one with the dead laptop battery, you know, where I did the whole thing where what is the word that I'm looking for? Come on. Where I took them from the old batteries, right? And then also the next progression of that is going to be like the hoverboard batteries. The hoverboard batteries are good quality batteries that are brand new, and it's only because that market died. And so it's an opportunistic chance that we got at these cells. But it's not the only one. There's the other one with these little modules with the red and black plastic, right? It's the same thing. It's for some reason that market couldn't support that product, and so they had to destroy it, but they're brand new cells. And so more and more we're coming across those. So that's the next progression of our power walls. It's going to be brand new cells that for some reason they couldn't be used, and we can buy at a cheap price, right? And then after that is these large format automotive batteries. Those are, you know, those are the ultimate, where you can build, 100 kilowatt power walls, 500 kilowatt, half a megawatt or a whole megawatt, whatever. And so I want to show them that. So I think I'm gonna really be busy in the next 3 weeks. I'm starting to clean my place here because it's a complete mess, so that when they come here I can show them the evolution right here. It's like, this is what I've started, this is where we're at now, this is where we're going, kind of thing. What are your thoughts about Tesla? Brian Fisher asked. Tesla's great. One day I'm gonna become a Tesla owner. I wish I was already a Tesla owner, because I probably have enough people buying Teslas among my audience that I probably could get enough referrals to get one. You know what I mean? Like to get, I think right now you can get a Roadster, which is in the future or whatever. But I can't start that up until I'm officially a Tesla owner. So I gotta figure, how am I gonna become a Tesla owner? Douglas Byrne, thank you for doing the super chat. Let's see, what else we got? Not another solder cell. Wouldn't the industry solder if it made sense? Yeah, I mean, the industry will do stuff the best way, right? But yeah, you can do the thing. But we're showing that we can solder. It's no big deal if you're good at it. If you don't melt the separators, I made a video what the problem is with the batteries. There's one video where I showed you guys the X-ray of the battery, and how if you're not careful, if your soldering skills are not very good, if you don't have the right equipment, yeah, you can melt the separators on the casing of the 18650s, and it could be a real problem. You can short them out, you can do all kinds of nasty stuff. But I think if you know what you're doing, if you're good at it and you have enough heat, you can do it in a few seconds, because you're doing those little fuse wires. So it's like really quickly you put a tiny little spot of solder in the thing, and then that's how you do it. And so yeah, it's not the best way to doing it, but you could totally do it and you can get away with it. And so there's no need to get fancy equipment. And by the way, now it's getting easier it's not even that fancy equipment to do the spot welding. So you could do the spot welding. But for some reason, most of us have just, I don't know, refused to get spot welders. I know Peter gets asked that question all the time, and he's like, I just solder. Although today I heard that he didn't like solder because of all the fumes. The fumes are real, man. The fumes are real. So, need data sheets to back up these 5,000 cycle claims. Yeah, well, it's hard because, you know, it takes a long time to get 5,000 cycles in the real world. It takes time. It takes 10 years or whatever. So these batteries, if the batteries haven't been here for 10 years, then there's no data sheet. There's no data that you're going to be able to get, right? You can have a machine, a robot, cycle a battery in the lab, but that's not the same thing. That's close. It can give you a glimpse of what a battery might do in the real world, but it's not the same thing. So yeah, no, good luck finding data sheets that will do the thing. It's just we're extrapolating information that we're getting in the real world. That's what we're doing here. You can't believe the data sheets coming from the manufacturers anyways, because manufacturers are always, well, they have a tendency to, you know, kind of not be honest in their claims of the batteries and the performance of their products. So, you know, you always have to be careful as to how much you believe what you read in the data sheet. So, let's see. I am the data sheet, says the mesh. Thanks, hoverboard makers. Well, not just any hoverboard maker. Well, actually, yeah, all hoverboard makers. Thanks to the good manufacturers of the hoverboard makers, because they use good quality cells that we now get, you know, a fraction of the cost. But also thanks the crappy hoverboard manufacturers for killing that market, because had they hadn't killed that market, then we would not have access to these cells. So yeah, you're right. Thanks, hoverboard makers, all of them. Let's see. Treat the Musk demo like a mystery. I wish I knew what you were talking about. I see that you have balance leads on your power drill. What? Where? Oh, in one of my videos maybe? Did you remove the BMS cells? If so, what cells did you use and how did you prevent over draining without BMS? Please do a tool battery vid. Actually, yeah, so what I ended up doing there was using the same cells that were in the battery. So basically, what I found out it's that the BMS board was basically killing my batteries. They were saying that, like, that's it, you know, either an event triggered it or the number of cycles. I think it's the number of cycles because they wouldn't always die, you know, when a battery was dead. Sometimes it was like just it charged fine and then it discharged fine and then I'd put it to charge and then that's it. The battery would never charge again. And so then that's when I started getting like, yeah, you know what? And then I checked the batteries and they're all the same voltage. They're fine. The batteries are completely fine. They're not drifting apart from each other. None of that stuff's happening. And so then I removed the BMS board and I just bottom balanced those batteries. And then I actually, well, not bottom balance, top balance, because I use a, you know, just an RC charger with the leads, you know, to charge them. And then I'm using them, and they're close enough together that when they reach the bottom, they're about the same size, so they have degraded equally. And so yeah, I haven't been killing batteries. I use it all the way till it just doesn't roll anymore, and then I just stick it on the charger. Sometimes they're too low that the charger doesn't want to start, so then I just have another battery that has the same voltage as a battery's supposed to have, and so I connect them both at the same time, essentially charging, you know, on balance, charging that battery just for a split second while the charger takes over and then starts charging. And so that's how I use those. But now you know what, I will do a video on the tool, because now I have way better batteries to use on my tools, right? I have those what are those? Hold on, let me get it. yeah, now I have a bunch of these HB2s, right? I kept, you know, I don't know, 1,200 of these or whatever to do special projects. And so I could totally put 5 of these and run my tools at full power, because these are 30 amp cells, right? So I will make a power tool video coming up, because that's easy. You know, I don't have to buy anything. I already have the stuff. Let's see, what else do you guys have? Ooh, 215 people watching now. Wow, guys, you guys are pretty amazing. You guys are impressing me here. Did I miss the finished power wall at the Recycler's Warehouse video? No, that project is, unfortunately, right now it's on hold. And the reason is because, well, it's too big. It grew in scope and size. So big that it requires a lot of time for me to run that project away from home, and I'm burned out. You know, for a better part of this year, I've been working away from home. Basically, come in the weekends and then I leave for the entire week. It's too far for me. It's I gotta go through LA, and so the traffic's crazy. So it's like 4-hour commute or something every day. I ain't about to do that. And so the other alternative is to actually go and stay the week, and that's what I was doing. But I'm just completely burned out. I need some, you know, I need a break. I think in the future maybe I'll pick up that up, or we'll have someone else do the project, and I'll go and you know, do the videos and do all the stuff. But as of right now, it's on hold, unfortunately. I gotta, yeah, eventually I think maybe the next year I'll be in a different space and I'll be able to afford a little bit of time away from home. I'm just trying to not be away from home and my family and stuff, you know, and that's been kind of tough, but we'll figure it out, I think. You didn't miss that video though. It's just on hold right now. Let's see. Yep, accelerated cycling will model it. Is Vrusen product a good alternative to soldering? No, I don't like the Vrusen stuff. I wasn't able to get it working. And there's a chance that it might just be me, because there are people that are using it successfully. But I offered them to actually send me a piece assembled correctly so I can test it, and they never took my offer. They just like, nah. They kind of just ignored it or whatever. So yeah, as of right now, I think if I gonna support or endorse a product, it's not gonna be theirs. It's gonna be a different one that I'm gonna show you in the next video. You guys saw it in the last one. But I gotta design a test to a scenario where I can test the power output of those, and I can check it with the thermal camera, so you guys can see how good it is. And you know, the guy that's making those actually has some videos where he tests them, and he's getting a ton of power through those things, so they're pretty good. They're gonna be great for brand new cells, but I want to test so if you don't grind them, then you have less contact surface at the ends. So I want to see how much of a difference that makes, and I think those will be great holders to test that out. Let's see here. Vrusen, he says, you need to make sure they have very good contact, because they are very tight to squeeze batteries in. Yeah, that was a problem, and even I just couldn't squeeze them far enough to get good contact in my stuff. How did you mount the electric motor on your samba bus? Hey, stop crying. How did I mount my electric motor on my bus? It's just they make mounts. Those are actually quite easy to find. There's several makers that make them. They just bolt right up. No big deal. Hey, what's going on? Look, everybody's watching you, and you're crying like a little baby over there. Oh, what time is it? It's 8:30. I think they're hungry. Okay, sorry. Okay. Connection lost. Hold on, let me just tell my wife to feed them so that they're not crying. Crystal. Crying. They're complaining. I know. My dogs are spoiled. They want to eat every day. I don't know what's that about. Let me plug this guy in here. So it doesn't. And all right. So, where were we? What were we talking about? Thanks for the info. In the middle, 3 orders of magnitude. I don't know. Sequence of 1,000 batteries in the connection Tesla car. I don't know what that means. I've been soldering since 9th standard, which is 14 years now, and I'm 33 years old. Same, no problems yet with my lungs. With your lungs? Yeah, I don't know. I mean, you know, your lungs won't start dying until you're older in life. You're young, 33 years old. Take care of your lungs, man. Is there, okay, Andrew says, Jehu, is there a hidden built-in safety margin in, for instance, 4.2 volts, 18650? I wonder what you mean. Hidden built-in safety margin. I don't know. You'll have to elaborate because I don't know what that means. You mean in the voltage? Yeah, if you undercharge, you know, and under discharge, I think you'll be safe. I don't know if that's what you're talking about. I like these. I like the Nice Solderless system, but a UK guy. So me? I'm sorry, I didn't know what that means. Cool Dog eCustoms Performance says, yeah, cool dog. Can you tell by weight of an 18650 battery to know if it's good milliamp battery to test? I mean, you can get an indication, but not really, because you know, you can get weight in there in the battery using different things. If you put, you know, a piece of like lead in there, it's gonna be heavy, but it doesn't mean it's gonna have capacity. But it is an indication that, you know, it's not one of the like really bad Chinese knockoffs or something that don't have anything inside. So weight, it's an indication, but it's not a good one. Joe, it's here. Let me see. I don't know what you're talking about. The microwave. You have a spot welder. Oh, you're saying you can use some of the stuff to build a spot welder out of a microwave. Yeah, that's true. There's a few videos online that show you how to do that. Burnaby Alex by Alex. So sorry. Pretty much safe, zero safety factor. Environmental accelerated cycling chambers are fun. Humidity, pressure, and temperature, says Barry Allard. Doug Lloyd says, Jehu, wouldn't your landlord let you put up some no permanent solar on your roof? Then you could also use your power wall to charge the bus, your bus. Yeah, he would. In fact, he is going to. I'm not even going to ask him permission. I'm just going to, because the ones that I got are the roll-up kind where you can actually just tie them up there. They don't weight much. I think they have holes. Oh my God. I think they have like eye holes on the corners. If they don't, I can put some on and then you can just tie them up there. Typically, my landlord hasn't been the greatest. I haven't been able to get him to approve anything. He has zero interest in helping out in any way. So, yeah, it hasn't been that great. He leaves me alone. It's cheap rent. It works, you know. I don't mess around too much there. It's just so that, you know, because I got a good thing going on here other than that sort of stuff, you know. Let's see here. What else do we got? Tried eBay but couldn't find great deals. Maybe it's my search, says him. Hey, Pigment Wade. Edward, no, some places put weight in batteries and sell garbage cells. Can't tell by weight. Yeah, you can throw some heavy stuff in there. just don't get any weird, like, well, I guess even the name brand ones from China are fake. I know there's been a lot of that going on in the past. Yeah, I guess the only way is to buy good sources, you know what I mean? Like, so like sort of the stuff that we're doing, you know, where we get a giant batch and then we test them, and we're like, only once we test them, like, okay, this is what the batteries are, let's test them. Yeah, they're good, you know. That was an argument that we had because, you know, LGs typically are Korean cells, right? Sony's are Japanese, Panasonic's are Japanese. What are they doing coming from China? What are they doing being assembled in China? But what you don't realize is that all the assembly for electronics happens in China. And so, you know, Sony, for example, will typically make batteries in Japan, right? In their factories. But if their largest market is in China, well, it makes sense to put some, you know, manufacturing facilities in China. And so that's the reason why there are Sony batteries that are Chinese manufactured. They're manufactured in China. And so now every major manufacturer of cells has manufactured in China. So they're Chinese cells. Now there's like, a lot of them are Chinese cells. But that doesn't mean they're all bad. You know, China is capable of making good products if the quality control is there. And so I think, you know, once these companies put, you know, people on the ground in China and they can control the manufacturing process and the quality control, then the batteries are actually good. And so that's why it's been tough, because you'll get Chinese LG batteries that are good, or you get Chinese LG batteries that are really terrible. They're fake. They're knockoffs. But just because they're Chinese doesn't mean they're you know, automatically bad cells. Okay, let's see what else we got here. What time is it? Okay, it's 8:37. If you got the money, then buy Tesla, but their cost is probably 4 or 5 times the cost of you making your own, and you know how to fix your own. Yeah, it's just yeah, it's just I want to buy a Tesla. They're cool cars. I just haven't been itching for it because I got my bus. I got, you know, we can make cars. I can make a cool classic car. The only problem with the classic cars is the safety. You know, you don't have airbags. You don't have like analog brakes. You know, and a lot of stuff you can upgrade and get it, you know, decent, but you know, it's still not going to be as safe as the modern cars. Modern cars, especially Teslas, are, I mean, pretty good. And so, you know, I can ride around in my old rickety, you know, dangerous car all day because I don't drive that much. It's all like mostly it's mostly like pleasure driving, right? Or what do they call that? It's non-commute driving, right? And that's the other reason why I don't want to commute, because I'm like, I don't want to drive, you know, internal combustion cars. And the only car that I have is my bus, and so it's really dangerous to drive it, so I don't want to commute. It's not a safe car to be driving every day. And so, yeah, for the family, I think it's good to have a modern car that has all the safety measures. Let's see, what else do we got here? My BWC is made in West Germany. Let's see. Jehu, speak on battery monitor systems. There's not that many of them, unfortunately. I have one in my bus that is really cool, but unfortunately is discontinued somehow. So, you know, you can use your like a tablet or something. And my phone is just like dying, even though it's charging, but it's just, it keeps going down and down. It's crazy. I don't know why it's using so much power. I got this giant. Oh, so here's the other thing, guys. This is Anchor, all right, and this one has 18650 cells here, and man, this thing is pretty awesome. It lasts forever. It charges phone like, you know, multiple times. I'm actually gonna buy one that's larger than this, because now my laptop is, you can charge it using the USB-C, right? But it needs to have like a higher voltage. USB-C has, I guess, 2 different levels of charging, I guess. Some is to charge the low 5 volts devices, and some is to charge the like the laptops and stuff. But I'm gonna buy one of those, and it's larger, slightly larger, but I think it's still using 18650s, so which is cool to see a product that is really good and still using 18650 batteries. Okay, battery monitoring systems. Yeah, there's not a lot of them. I get asked about that, about mine, and it's not available. The one that EV West uses is that little, you know, round little thing. That's actually pretty good. It tells you all the information. It's easy to install. I made a video explaining how to set it up. It actually can even serve as a BMS. It will disconnect your charger. It's got internal relays that you can set up to disable your charger, and I think you could also set it up to disconnect or disable your controller. So that means if your batteries are overcharged or over discharged, you can actually actively do something about it. So it's a tiny little thing. It's 120 bucks or something. Go to EV West, they sell it there. It's actually pretty cool. I installed one of those in that Phoenix car because it didn't have a gauge, and so I did it. It took me, you know, a couple hours to do it, and it was, you know, it's fine. It's cool. You will need a shunt. It comes with one, but you know, if you're gonna use an automotive, you need, you know, something bigger. They can handle, you know, a few hundred amps or whatever, and the ones that it comes with there is not very good. I know Peter, I think, was probably using it early on in his Powerwall. So yeah, it's a thing, man. I gotta finish a Powerwall so I can show you guys different ways that you can control the thing. But other than that, there's not a lot of them. Ruben Salsar, do you know of anyone adding extra hacking batteries to a Nissan Leaf? No, that is a very common question that I get, but I don't know anyone that's doing it. I'm sure it's easy to do. You know, I don't. It's hard because I don't have an interest. It's a Leaf. It's a Nissan Leaf. It's about the most. Sorry, I didn't know there's probably fans out there of Nissan Leaf, but for me, it's like about the most uncool electric car. And I don't know. Maybe I just haven't had one. I don't know what it is about it. I just don't like them, and so that's why it's not very attractive for me to get into those sort of projects. The other thing is that you need a bunch of hacking, right? It's like, I don't know how to write code. I don't know how to, you know, design high-level electronics. So I just, you know, my hands are kind of tied behind my back. I can handle simple things when it comes to, you know, building battery banks and, you know, electricity and stuff, and simple systems I'm good, but not, you know, high level where it requires you to code and have microcontrollers and stuff. I just, you know, very basic stuff about that. And I need to hook up with someone that knows that stuff. If you're watching this and you're that person, hit me up, because we can do a bunch of cool things here. Eventually we're gonna do some cool stuff, but I need to find that person first. Phoenix, when will it Uber mile? I think September 19th is the date, if I'm not wrong, and it's gonna be cool. I think we're gonna run out of time before we run out of battery. I think that's probably where we're at, because it takes it's a big battery. Burnaby by Alex. Burnaby Alex. This guy is interesting. Are there any efficiency advantages? Oh, I think I know this guy. I think he's one of my subscribers. I think he's one of my subscribers that has the most subscribers himself. I think once I searched, or I somehow was able to see, like, out of all my subscribers, which one had the most subscribers, and I think he was like among the top one or something. If anybody can confirm that, let me know. Hey, if Burnaby Alex is watching here, you can confirm that. Let's see. So Get in touch with Car Guru. I don't know who Car Guru is. Why should I get in touch with Car Guru? Is he like a YouTuber? And I should... Jehu, you're talking about the JLD 404? No, I'm not talking about the JLD 404. Actually, the JLD 404 was cool for its time. Did I ever get one? I got one, and it was finicky. I didn't really like it too much. But no, that is old school. There's a new one. It's okay. Let me see. If I'm talking about it, I should give you guys a thing. Right? EV West. The JLD 404 was pretty awesome, and you still see it from time to time in cars here and there. Whoa, look at this. Wait, no, it's the same, right? I'm like, did EV West change their website? I don't think so. Instrumentation. So you go to EV West, they have a bunch of shunts. They have there, the first one right there is the JLD 404. There's the Andromeda EVIC graphical interface display. That's also one, but it's $600. But that thing is pretty awesome. But it's this one right here. It's the Xantrex Link Pro TVS. Let's see here. Let me link it so you guys can see it. Sorry. Yeah, probably gonna get a few of you guys. Here we go. Did you guys get that? Yeah, there it goes. It's it would need to be able to communicate to the charger to negotiate the voltage. So I don't know if anything exists. Brian Creamer, can you answer Daniel, please? Okay, Daniel, where is JLD 404 still used to disconnect when I bottom balance batteries? Yeah, you can set it up like that. And that new one, the one that I just posted, you can also do that, which is pretty cool. Daniel, please post the question again because I can't find it. There's so many. Oh, Daniel M, is it possible to contact you when I go to LA and see your EV? How can I contact you? Is that Daniel? Oh, Burnaby by Alex, I'm just a long-time subscriber. Daniel, yes, you can come over. Send me an email at jhoodjack35. That's my email there. You can contact me. Let me know when you're coming. If I'm around, you know, we can go around. I can give you I can take you a ride on the bus and stuff like that. Where are we? Car Guru took saltwater wrecked electronics out of one Tesla S and replaced with working parts out of another wreck. Oh, wait a minute. Car Guru, I think yeah, was he having trouble like getting it past inspection at the DMV or something? I saw one video one time of that, and then I think I saw him comment in one of my Oldmart videos where he's like, "Oh my God, this guy's doing next level hacking. We need more people like that," or something like that. I think that's Car Guru. I wonder where he's at. I don't know much about him. I only seen the one video before that. And okay, here we go. Yeah, Car Guru built a salvaged Tesla for $65. What? Are you kidding me? He paid $6,500 for that Tesla. The one that he was having trouble getting roadworthy. I wonder, did he ever get it roadworthy? Volkswagen. Okay, good question, Daniel Palmer. How many 18650s did it take to power the Volkswagen? Which one? My Volkswagen? My bus? My bus currently has. Let's do the math. I don't remember off the top of my head, but mine has 16 modules of 330 cells. 5,280. So over, yeah, so 5,200 18650s are powering my bus. 48 kilowatt hours, about 160 plus miles. That's where I'm at right now. 2,600 milliamp hour cells, I'm trying to get 2800 milliamp hour cells. It's going to be tough because those are not available at discounted prices yet. You know, those are too new. Let's see. Jay Garcia and Car Guru and you would get along. I think so. Where is he? Do you guys know where he's at? Yeah, Car Guru bought the car, sold off some parts, which paid off most of the car. Then bought a second car and sold off parts he didn't need and put the parts he needed into the first. It costed him for... What? Are you kidding me? Okay, so I actually don't have to get it approved by Tesla because, as you guys saw, now that I'm friends with Otmar, we can run Teslas off of Tesla's network. You don't need their permission. You know, if it's roadworthy, if the DMV will sign it off, you don't need Tesla's permission anymore. And I know the guy that can make that happen. I might want to think about doing that. That's good. Good things, baby. But see, the thing is that you do that, and you're not eligible. You're not a true Tesla owner, right? So you need to be a Tesla owner to be able to, you know. I want to capitalize on all the referrals that I can get. I know I can get 50 referrals, no problem, really quickly, and you know I can get a free car, you know, in the future and stuff. Not only that, but you also get access to all the events. You know, it's like when, I don't know, you know, it's like if I had done that early on, I would have been invited to the megawatt, you know, the gigawatt factory, the, you know, the release of the Model 3 car, you know, all that stuff, which interests me because then I can make videos about it and I can, you know, stay up and, you know, kind of stay on top of what Tesla's doing. I know there's plenty of Tesla, you know, YouTubers out there and stuff, but, you know, I want to be one too. Let's see. I think he's on the East Coast. Okay, that sucks. Let's see. Does it go up here? Peter. Oh, so how about that ride in the RAV EV on nickel metal hydride batteries that are 15 years old and still running? Yeah, what about that? By the way, did you guys hear what happened? She traded it in. I think they gave her $2,500. I think that's what she was saying. And now you can contact the dealer, and now they're selling it for $16,000. So actually, I think she did it that same day or the day after I did the video. So even before I uploaded the video, that car was already sold and it was owned by the dealership or whatever. I don't remember what she got. She got, I don't know which car she ended up getting. I forget. Car Guru, black guy from New York, bought and sold used parts. Yep, that's the guy that we're talking about. I gotta connect with them. I gotta do a collaboration where I go around. Cause see, now I just took a ride on a Tesla that was off Tesla's network. I don't know if his is, you know, if this is, I guess it would be the second one. If this is not, then I wouldn't, right? Hello, I respect you greatly, and for whatever reason somebody is asking you a question that you should be researching somewhere else. But should you have a fire, you should always drench with water. But should you have a, I don't know, is that a question? But should you have a fire, you should always drench with water? Is that a question or is that a statement? I think it is. I think water will put out lithium fires. I might have to do a video about that because I know a lot of people think they won't because of the whole lithium thing, but that's not how it works. It's not like a piece of, it's not like lithium metal that, you know, self-combusts or whatever. Car Guru. Okay, he paid 10, then sold the good. Okay, so Jared Richardson. The FAA has a video on YouTube for training the employees on flight attendants and airline pilots, and it's without a doubt the only way is cooling the lithium with continual water. Okay, so that's basically saying, yeah, They're saying that throw water on the batteries. Are you going to be buying any more pallets of individual 18650 cells again? Yes, if they become available, you bet that I will be there to try to save them, try to make them available to you guys. That was, you know, that was a lot of work. It was a lot of headache because of the whole Tesla, the total PayPal stuff. But I mean, we got 20,000 of these cells out to you guys. What are you guys doing with those? It'd be great to see what you guys are doing. I know I have 1,200 of them, I think, in my garage right now, and I have plenty of plans for these guys. These things are pretty amazing. Even though they're low capacity cells, they are, well, pretty powerful cells, right? And I like that. Let's see. There will be lots of flood damage. Tesla's coming after Hurricane Harvey. Yeah, although water, though, that's the worst way to... I think I'd rather get a wreck one and then put 2 and 2 together or whatever. Yeah, it's just water is so nasty. Although, maybe a lot of those components are very well sealed from Tesla, and maybe it'll be a good thing. I think, yeah, we're going to have to keep our eyes open and see if we can get some of those. Okay, let's see. What else do we got? My friend, Bexby says, my friend is converting his motor home to an EV. It's a small one, 20 foot. And we are wondering what you would recommend for batteries and about how much capacity we should do. Woo, 20-foot motorhome. Eee. That's what? Probably 5, 6, 7, 8,000 pounds. What? I don't know. You should weigh it. You're definitely going to need big motor or a couple motors. You're gonna need like a couple of these AC50s, you know, so you can get like, I don't know, 200 pound-feet of torque. It's hard, so it's probably, so, you know, our cars, 3,000 pounds, around 3,000 pound car, usually uses around 300 watt-hours per mile. At least the ones that look like a loaf of bread, right? Like my bus. Your RV is probably about the same, except it's much bigger, much heavier. So I don't know, maybe 500 watts, you know, per mile, watt-hours per mile. Yeah. So think about that. If it's that, how much would you need? You need 50 kilowatt hours, I think, right? Let me see. 50 kilowatt hours. 1, 2, 3, divided by 500. Yeah, so that's 100. So yeah, you need, depends how much range you need, but I mean, probably plan for 50 kilowatt hours per every 100 miles of range that you guys need. If you use any of these batteries that I'm currently selling right now, they're more than powerful. You know, these are made to run about 20 kilowatt hours to run a full-size cars, about 3,000 pounds. And put enough power out to run those. So these are good. Those are about the best batteries that you can get. And we're talking about, well, $150 right now times 50. So you're talking about $7,500 per every 100 miles of range. So you could get, I mean, yeah, you can, yeah, you're talking about, let's say that you get 2 of those motors. Those are like $4,000, so that's an extra $8,000, right? So you're like at 15,000, 15,500 right now to get 100 miles. Well, more. I got another 5 for all the other engineering, all the packaging, the boxing, the cables, the stuff. Yeah, you're at $20,000 for 100 miles, and then you add another $7,500 for every other 100 miles, I think. Yeah, good luck with that project. It's definitely doable. It's just, you know, it's not super cheap. Even right now, these are the current prices, right? Let's see. I agree with you about the Leaf. I found it to be the cheapest and easiest way to get into an EV. Yeah. Actually, no, not anymore. I think the Fiat 500 is the cheapest one, right? Because there's some for like $6,000, $7,000 off of a 3-year lease. so I think it's between those now. I think he somehow got it back on the network and was going to check if he could get it to supercharge in an upcoming video. Oh, that would be cool. Wow, so actually he did it legit. You know, though, yeah, so definitely I can always talk to him and figure out what he had to do to get it, do it legit. And if not, I could always just do it like Audemars. I can hook up with this thing because they have like a bunch of cars that are off the grid, off of the network, right? And they're fine. They can run. I think they can supercharge. So it'd be cool. I think I might buy a Model S. Yeah. Okay. Let's see. Does your Samba project use a DC or AC motor? I use an AC induction motor, an AC50 by High Performance Electric Vehicles. That's pretty common, I think, for conversions. Let's see, the manufacturer should have a spec sheet, and then you can cross-reference the chemistry and know the minimum cycles that it will have. And the capacity it should have at that minimum cycle rating. I wonder what he's talking about. Which batteries? Do you still hate that fat man? He called you bottom feeder. Myself, I like bottom feeders. I think fat man is not the smartest EV man. Doug Lloyd. Yeah, I mean, I don't actually don't take offense to the term bottom feeder. You know, I am. I've been poor most of my life, but I've also been very well off at times, and it doesn't matter. You're still the same person. You know what I mean? Like, I'm current. It's just in waves. Right now, you know, right now I've been poor for the last 3 years. And again, within range, right? It's all about perspective because, you know, even though I've been broke for the last 3 years, well, I'm still driving a classic car that's worth like $60,000. I still work from home. I don't have a boss. I can take off pretty much whenever I want. You know, I have a total control of my time, what I spend it. So yeah, I mean, I'm not, you know, you got to keep it in perspective. You got to keep yourself grounded and stuff. And incredibly lucky to be in the States and to be able to work for yourself and, you know, do the thing. Yeah, it's not great. I'm not rich. I'm not, you know, whatever. But I think the fat man, and by that it's that Jack guy, he's just a terrible person. He's just, you know, he's terrible. He's a smart guy. He knows what he's talking about most of the time. But he's just terrible. He's a terrible person to deal with, and that's why I don't like him. And I don't know if I blocked him on my channel, but I think I did because he would delete all my comments over there whenever, because he would talk about me. I wouldn't go over there and just start stuff. It's like whenever he would like start saying things about me, then I'd go over there and kind of defend myself. But then he would like delete my comments. So I'm like, well, screw you. If you're gonna delete my comments, I'm gonna delete your comments. I don't need your nonsense here. And so yeah, I think that's where we're at right now. I hadn't watched a video with him a long time ago, until like a week ago or something. I watched one for the first time. He's like actually doing projects, because for a while he wasn't doing anything interesting to me. So but yeah, he added value early on, I think. He was good at what he was doing. He was keeping track of the news and, you know, all the EV stuff, and I think he's kind of still doing that. But yeah, I don't have the same patience for his shenanigans anymore. Please mention my channel. Oh yeah, let me mention this guy's channel. Do I have... Okay, guys, by the way, I don't know if you guys know this, but let's see, where is it at? You know, these recycled batteries, I wanted to do... The thing that I started to get into is that I was gonna make my bus 375, is that it? No, that's 376. Where's the 37? Oh, here we go. I wanted to do my bus with recycled, you know, batteries from that laptop batteries, right? And I never got around to do that because, well, I was lucky enough to get access to recycled Tesla cells. And I didn't really have the money to, like, keep going at that. But it doesn't matter because someone else did it. And I don't know if you guys know this. Open URL, isn't it? Let's see, open URL. Here's the URL. And this guy did it. I mean, he followed my instructions, my plan, my design or whatever, down to the detail. And he's now running around in his car with recycled dead laptop batteries. I just added a link here to his channel. I think he deserves a little bit, you know, more recognition. I mean, like, he's proof that I was right, you know. And so I was like, yes, he proved that the thing would work if you had enough patience, if you had enough batteries, and if you were crazy enough to do it. By the way, Brian Hansen, thank you for your donation here. He can improve on his small capacity. I wonder what he's talking about. But that guy did it, and yeah, he Kevin. It's actually Kevin with an A, not with an E, which is kind of weird. But untested cell midget. Oh, let me see. I noticed that you did. I don't know what this does, but let's see. Here's Peter. I just added Peter as moderator. I don't know. What does that do, Peter? I never know what to do because you made me a moderator in your channel. So, who's a fat man? He says he doesn't matter. He's a rich guy that is grumpy and always lies talking stuff, bad stuff about me. He says I don't know what I'm talking about. He's my greatest critic, and so I don't, you know, I ignore him now. Let's see here. What else do we got? Sounds gross. I could just buy Tesla Powerwall, but I want to learn about this thing. Yeah, do it. If you have time and if you like learning, definitely it's a good hobby to get into these days, I think. Nickel metal is good for very long term, but its only main problem is in size. There are lots and lots of YouTube videos on DIY Powerwalls and how to install them and or commercial products. 1966. That's the old tech. 10,000 cycle life though. I wonder what you're talking about. Which battery? What are you guys talking about? I don't understand. I'm out of the loop here. I have watched all of them, but I don't get into what I need to do. Ooh, Hilton Bastick, he retracted his message. What happened? Why did you retract your message? 10,000 cycles. Is Peter awake now? I don't know. What time is it over there? I know he went live at 3 o'clock a.m. last night. And, yeah, Peter has always been here. Look at that. See that? Peter, you didn't ask me what I was doing awake at 3 a.m. in the morning when you were going live. All right, guys. What else do we got? What do we got to talk about? Who's doing Powerwalls? Are you guys doing Powerwalls? Put your links of your Powerwalls here so that the rest of us can go and check them out. Because I need some inspiration. I got 3 weeks to work on my two or three Powerwalls here that I need to build for this Vice. You know Vice. Vice is a huge media outlet, like HVO, right? Vice News. And they're gonna come and do a thing, like a video piece on this thing. Basically the same thing they did on that article written, but now it's gonna be video, right? And so I don't know if they contact Peter. Peter, did they contact you? Are you going to do like a little piece with them or something? But I mean, they're gonna come to LA, and I'm gonna show them my little wall, and hopefully it's running by then. I'm gonna show them my bus, obviously, because it's running on recycled batteries. And then hopefully I'm going to show them a Powerwall that I'm going to make using the the hoverboard batteries, because that's the next progression, right? Like, if Peter, if you had, you know, 20-30 kilowatt hours of these hover batteries packs, would you do a Powerwall now? I mean, because, you know, that you took a bunch of time to like sift through all the bad ones. I mean, that's the biggest part of this thing, right? And I imagine if you don't have to do that, because they're all pretty much brand new. But they have contacted others, he says. So that's what I'm gonna do. I think I think I bought enough batteries that I want to do one where I take them apart and actually do, you know, like use those little clips or whatever. Because by the way, we have some custom clips of those coming in. You know, the ones that you buy and the battery holders. Yeah, we're making some custom ones of those, so it's gonna be good. And then I also want to leave them, you know, intact, because they have the BMS board attached there. So I want to test them, whichever ones are good, use them as is, and whichever are not, take them apart and then use the thing, and not do my Powerwall here. I don't think I would do it twice. No, but you're adding. That's it. Are you not adding to your Powerwall, Peter? It's 40 kilowatt hours. That's your limit there. Is that what's happening? Let's see here. Ruben Salazar, thank you for $10 here. Not a video, but they have contact. Who have they contacted, Peter? Who's gonna be in this piece? Doug Lloyd says the fat man is Jack Rickard. He's an oversized know-it-all jerk. What are the best solar panels to buy? I think the best solar panels to buy is SunPower. I think SunPower are the best ones. Those are the ones that have the best warranty, and I think they have the best efficiency, I think, and they have the best life. But they're obviously the most expensive. So yeah, those are the best ones. Come with me if you want some Arduino hacking, Jehu. Oh, Mario, really? I'm gonna keep. Let me see. How do I keep Addis Minor Blanc? Put user in timeout. What? I can put you on timeout. Remove, report, go to channel. Wait a minute. I can go to channel. All right, Mario. I'm in your channel. I'm gonna subscribe to you. Boom. I will need some help with stuff, Arduino projects. Like I don't know how to code anything. I could make the lights blink and change the timing of the lights blinking, but that's about it. I'm like, when I actually have to like do anything more substantial than that, and then I'm like, oh, what? How do you do this? How do you code this? As opposed to my brother that doesn't know anything about electronics, and I'm like, hey, how can you code this? And like, oh, I know coding. It's like I guess there's like similarities in the code, in the Arduino code, as like the other code that is used to like make websites, and you know, I don't know, like it's PHP or I don't know which coding is. But my brother seemed to pick it up. It's like, oh, he's like, oh yeah, you just do the thing. He just reads through a piece of code and he's like, oh, I can see what they're doing there. I'm like, how? I don't know. I'm just not good at that stuff. But I know other people are. I'm gonna take you up on that. Who was that? Ruben? Was it Ruben? I don't know. Okay, let's see. Outback charge controller that will do both grid tie and off grid for charging my battery pack. Video will come when we get rid of the heat out here. Yeah, Peter, but where are you? Peter, you're up north, right? I think that's, yeah, it's hot in California right now. 110 degrees today. Oh. But we have coming up here. It's languages. You can pick. I don't have trouble understanding the whole concept. how to make 1 megawatt power. Power? Oh, that's easy. The fat man can code like a boss, says Hilton. Yeah, he probably can. Yeah, like the guy is smart. He knows what he's talking about. He has good ideas. He genuinely had good things to share. It's just, terrible human skills. Terrible people skills. You like them for, you know, until you know them, and then after that you're like, oh my god, let's get out of here. Built 100 watts solar for RV, 1,000 watt. Build 1,000 watt, and your battery pack with some charge controllers to run everything, says Phillips. Yeah, that's totally possible. Let's see. Jehu should be done. What other solderless cases exist out there? Let me show you what I have. Alright, here's what I have, guys. Solderless kits. I have this one right here, which I did like an opening thing when those guys sent it to me. You know, it's kind of rough, but I mean, it's just a holder. I don't know. It has, I think this is called battery blocks. And these are metal, right? Like steel plates, and they have magnets in them and stuff. People have said that this is probably not a good idea because of the high resistance on the magnets. They're not, you know, very conductive or whatever. I don't know. I think the best way to find out is to, well, test them. And I think maybe I can do that because I have this and I can run it. This is like a, what, 1, 2, 3. This is a 4S thing here. So it's high enough voltage that I could actually put some decent load on here, and maybe I'll do it now that I have these batteries that could put a ton of power out, and then I can check the, you know, what kind of the heat signature here to see, you know, how they're doing at different power levels. So I have that, probably test it, but then of course then there are these ones, the ones that I showed in the last video. These things are, well, much better. These things are a lot better, and I think these have a lot of potential. I want to say that maybe I would build these. I would put this in my car. That's where the quality of these things are. I'm actually pretty impressed with this, and they use very common designs where you push the little square nut in there, and then, you know, you use that to, and then you bend over the strap here, and so when you put a thing there, your bus bar or whatever, then you just sandwich the whole thing together, right? And so it's a pretty solid connection, and yeah, you can totally get, you know, probably 100 amps in here pretty safely. I am also getting, the problem with this is, of course, this 1S, so it's gonna be like hard to test. I would have to put that together with another like pack to get the voltage up higher, and then I can really load it up. But I do want to do it because I think this is pretty cool, and I think the guy that is making these, I think it's probably in the UK. I don't know. I know Italy. I think, I don't know. I have to look at the paper. He sends you the hardware. He sends you like the screws, the little, you know, things or whatever, the metal, all the metal pieces and the little stuff. I think the rest of them you have to actually print it yourself, which means that I'm gonna have to get a 3D printer, and to do that I think I'm gonna have to get well, help, because I don't know anything about 3D printers. I know Michael has built some that are very, very affordable and they're really good, but they do kind of require you to like know what you're doing. So I might have to do that. So I can get one and then print those things and then, you know, make them or whatever. That's as far as what I have here. Solderless cases. And I'm going to do a, you know, basic comparison or whatever and then see how that... Oh, let's see. Admin at DIYPowerWorlds.com. Tom Ammerman. Wait, what's happening here? What about the Tom Ammerman? That's my guy there. That's our dude on eBay. He sells batteries. What's happening there, Peter? Let me read. Maybe maybe I can make out what's happening. Marsville, J.O., are you accepting Bitcoin for future battery orders? I don't know how to accept Bitcoin. Yeah, I would need some help. If anyone out there that you guys know how to do it, want to help me out, setting something up, I totally would do it. I don't care as long as it's, I mean, money is money, I guess, right? But it would be cool to explore too, Bitcoin mining, or not Bitcoin, or whatever the other one is also, because of course, you know, you can just where you can make money with convert sun into money. I think it's a cool thing. Let's see here. Whoa, 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 whoa. Where are we? He's in the UK. You can print 6p, 3p, 2p, or buy from him. Oh, will he actually also sell you the printed cases, or do you just have to print them yourself? As far as I saw one of the videos, I understood that you'd have to print your cases, but he would only sell you the hardware. It'd be cool if he prints you the cases, then you just order a bunch of them from him. You put his machine to work, right? Frederick Mum says fair price. Are you talking about the batteries? What are you talking about? Yeah, man. I had for just a very limited time, I had them like at $100 kilowatt hour. That would have been pretty cool. But I know that not everyone got to see that video. It was at the end of a long 15-minute video and stuff, and it was just a test. Those guys were totally unprepared to handle that kind of order volume. But it was, you know, to get them ready and get them rolling so that now, I don't know, I haven't talked to them to see how the sales are doing, if you guys are actually buying batteries. But, well, I think you guys are, because these are pretty cool batteries. His 3D printing his own now. Let's see. Solderless 18650 battery system by Brusen.com. Yeah, I think the case is from Brusen.com, right? I have Brusen system. I don't like it. I don't recommend it. Because I couldn't make it work. And I know, you know, I can be retarded sometimes, but I don't think that was the main issue there. I think it's just not that great of a system. BitPay.com or Coinbase.com. Coinbase. I guess that's what you guys are using to accept payments. Maybe I should just buy a 3D printer. Yeah, I mean, 3D printers are not that expensive anymore. I think I should just get one. I think I just need to buy it. But then the thing is that it's just going to take a bunch of time away from making videos and messing around with batteries, which is not an idea that I'm scared of, because there's so many things that rob my time away from making videos, and that's the thing that I want to do, right? Maybe in the future 3D printers can print 18650s. Electron wallet for Bitcoin. Instead of those cases that only support 6 batteries, why not buy the 8 pieces? Buy the 8 pieces, then hook them up all together. I don't know what that means. Battery holders can be made of wood. Solderless 1860 battery system by Brusen. What's 1.78? Is that the price? So Bitcoin is 49.80 right now. What does that mean? Is that the price of Bitcoin? What do you mean by it's 49.80? I'm gonna have to watch some videos to understand more how that works. Jehu, have you seen UPS electric trucks? I wonder how much power they use. I haven't, but I talked to a person that was doing a full-on semi-truck, 80,000 pound dirt hauler or rock, one of those things. And he has been running that for a few years now, and he, I think, averages 1,500 watt hours per mile. So that's where it's at. It's probably less than that, right? Because now there's probably more efficient. I think his was like a DC motor with 2 controllers. They were exciting, the outer coils and then the rotor thing with different things. I don't remember. It's like, it was kind of messy or whatever, but they were running it. The guy's running around Texas with an electric semi truck for the last 4 years, and I think I don't know if he's got like 100 kilowatt hours worth of battery. It was huge at the time. I remember it's like, oh my god, that's a lot of batteries. But now it's like, oh, that's nothing. We just built a car that had more than that. Almost twice as that. Let's see what else we got. Graphene. What else do we got? A couple of months ago, Bitcoin was 3,800. 18650 IT is the website you can find the red case according to Pixar Theory FTW. Yeah, that is true. And it's weird because there's 2 of those websites with the exact same URL. And I don't know, like, if I went from one link to the other one, it would load one up. If I type it in into the browser, it would give me that. Because I had trouble finding it for a while. So it's pretty weird. My rule of thumb is about 100 milliamp hour difference. Your dad's coming tonight, not tomorrow. Yeah, she should be here pretty soon. Oh, sorry, that's a thing that you guys don't know. Jehu, can you update your eSamba website with spec list? Which one is that? I haven't. Let's see. eSamba? ElectricSamba.com? I don't even know. That was like off for a while. No, that's the wrong website. ElectricSamba.com. Do I have ElectricSamba.com? Oh yeah, ElectricSamba.com. That's still there. Oh man, that's episode 42. That's a little bit behind. Wait, so what were you saying? You want me to update it with the specs of the bus of the project? Well, I guess that would make sense, right? Yeah, I should probably update that. I should have that somewhere. I get that question quite a bit, and even though that's info's available all along a bunch of videos in my channel, there's not one video that talks about the entire project, right? Because that's an ongoing project now for 5 years or whatever. Let's see here. Wait, so you're saying 1 Bitcoin costs $4,980. That's what you're saying. Oh wow, that's pretty crazy. On Ryobi battery packs, Gabriel Cool says, I found a lot of 18650 on Ryobi battery packs. Yes, you're probably gonna find a lot of these batteries, which are small in capacity, but they can put out a ton of power. They usually don't survive that well when they're coming out for power tools because, well, they get pretty much abused, right? But yeah, if you can get some good ones there, it's cool. So let's see. Make videos about the 3D printer building and learning process. Yeah, I would have to. In case you missed it, says Feeler Solar. Oh yeah, so what else? What do we got? The Vice video sounds pretty awesome. Well, we also have that race where we are going to beat the record, and that might happen around the same time. Yeah, that's like happening around the same time, so I'm gonna have to figure out how I'm gonna do that, because I'm gonna have to run around with the Vice team around town for probably 2-3 days, and then I gotta prepare to do that race. So that race, I'm gonna try and not be so involved in the technical side of it. I mean, there's not much to do, and just do the video and stuff. And we might actually do like live video, because it's gonna be like a 2-day thing. So we might just sit there and just have like just live conversations and have like guests maybe, and talk about stuff, because it's just a car running around in circles for 2 days basically. So that's pretty exciting. Why are you? Where's the chair? Which chair? What are you talking about? Which chair? I need a chair. I'm sitting on the floor here like a homeless guy. Bitcoin is too volatile. Inexpensive, it turns out, right? I can't even afford 1 Bitcoin? What's going on there? Deny the chair? Oh, wait a minute. Fred, what were you saying, Fred? Solar kits. Best price I found was the solar bits. Free design help. My tech had 40 years design experience. The 75-year-old guy was on his game. Solar kits. Solar kits? I wonder what that is. Like solar kits? Like just the entire thing? Yoga ball is better for the back, says Barnaby Alex. Really? But it doesn't have a recliner. How's that might be? Let's see. Is that the guy that I'm talking about? No, Barnaby Alex is not the guy that I was talking about. No disrespect to Barnaby Alex, but it's just not the guy that I thought it was.
Which one you want?
Oh! Well, I need to be... I'll take the other one. Oh my god. Look at that. I have a chair. But look, now they can see my gut. And then now if I put the camera, then you guys can see my nostrils, and not like people don't have, they're not fan of my nostrils. That's why I sit on the floor. As you guys can see, my setup here is not, you know, the most professional. Okay. 9:34 here. Oh, on top of the thing. Oh yeah, let me see. Let's see if this works out. Well, what if you just give me the thing? No, they're not. All right, here's my drives that I use to set up my thing. Okay, here we go. What do we do it like this? Or the other way? Is that what you're saying? Okay, here we go. All right. That works, I think. Oh yeah, this one. Really should sit looking that way, because that's where the light is at. See, the light from the outside kind of died. Sorry guys, I'm just, I know there's technical difficulties here. What are you guys saying here? Who is in the background? That's Crystal, that's my wife. She's telling me why am I sitting on the floor. Okay. You are out of the frame, that's what she's saying. Why are you, who's in the background? They can't see you. They're just asking about you. Okay, here we go. Jehu, how much for you to make me a Powerwall? How much for you to make me a Powerwall? Oh, double question. That's hard to say. I can't even make a Powerwall for myself. I can't charge you to make a Powerball. Yeah, no, that's I'm not set up to make a Powerball. See, I want to make videos. And so the Powerball is just a tool. It's just a reason to make a video. But I also, you know, want to make Powerballs. Don't get me wrong. I'm passionate about this stuff, but it's just I don't want to do it for a living. That's not what I want to do. I want to make videos for a living. If you have a Powerwall and it's cool, unique, I'll come over and we'll make a video. I'll make a video about your Powerwall. Race it up. As for Peter's laughing at us here. At me, Peter. I'm gonna have to put you on timeout, Peter. How much do you make? Oh wait, Jehu. How much for you to make me a power? Oh, it's the same guy. No Powerwalls. I can't charge to make Powerwalls. I'll show you how to make a Powerwall. That's what I do. I'll make them all these videos. As soon as I can make my own, I'll show you. Fanta 5771 says, "Hi J-Huff, big fan from Russia. What setup would you advise for a homemade e-buggy? Double engine or single? How many watts? I need fast start and acceleration. Thanks, keep up with the good work." Well, fast charge and fast acceleration, I'd say you do 2 motors. Yeah, you can do 2 of these AC50s, right? That's what we have on the that black Baja Bug that EV West did back there. That thing is pretty awesome. You can watch a video where we beat another VW thing car, right? That was like twice more expensive, and I don't know what. Definitely it's a thing. But there's also a new motor coming out from the Netgame guys. It's called a Hyper9. It's smaller. I don't know, about the same size. But the controller's like this big. And I think it's the same type of motor that's found in the new Model 3. It's a, you know, it's a combination of AC induction motor, and it's a like reluctance motor, which it's a permanent magnet. No, it's a permanent magnet and reluctance motor, not an AC induction. I take that back. So it's a lot more powerful, and they already built a car at EV West. And maybe tomorrow, oh, actually, guys, before we finish here, before I forget, tomorrow EV West has like an open house thing. They tweeted about it. They Instagrammed about it. Can I find the link here? Let's see. Twitter? No, Instagram. Can you check Instagram? Anyways, they're gonna do like a little open house, and I plan to be there. And if any of you guys want to hang out and just chat in real life, and I don't know, like get in cars, see the Powerwall that they have over there, the Tesla Powerwall, right? The only DIY Powerwall that is using Tesla batteries. Oh man, come on. The username isn't available. Please try another. Maybe I'll just use my phone to do thing. I wanna give you guys a link to that. This Instagram doesn't work on the browser? Come on. Sorry, I can't talk and think at the same time. Okay, so here's Instagram. Anyways, I'm gonna be there. You guys, if you're in Southern California, you should come check it out. I think it's from 5 to what? What's the time? Let me find out. Oh, look at that. So, look at this. This is my brother there that works at EV West. This is the kind of work that he's doing. The contactor boxes are looking really nice these days. So it's pretty cool. Come on. Where are you? Oh, here we go. Electric GT retweeted. Okay. EVWest.com. Here we go. Come join us this Saturday, September 2nd, 12 p.m. to 4 p.m. along with Quick Charge. Power for EV owners. Meet and greet. Food trucks, live music, Stumblefoot Brewery. 1788 La Costa Meadows Drive, San Marcos, California. And they have a picture of all 3 of the vehicles there. That's happening tomorrow, guys. Noon to 4. I want to be there. I won't be there for like till the end of the day, because we have something else scheduled at like 7, and it's like an hour away from there. But I do plan to be there. If you guys want to meet there and hang out, that would be a great place to do it, because there's there's a lot of toys to see there. Peter, if you want to fly in from Australia and come in here, I invite you. You have a personal invitation to come and do that. Don't let me down, Peter. Is there any reliable 18650 cell vendors from China? Ooh, that's a good question. Chris Bautista. I'm sure there are. There has to be, because China's making all the things. It's just we don't know, because we haven't bought any, and the only way to figure it out is by actually buying some, and then then buying a couple times or something, and then seeing that they're like good batteries. And the reason why we haven't done that is because, well, we don't need to. We have a bunch of batteries here in the States already, and we're not paying like retail price for batteries these days, right? With the hoverboard batteries, with the Boston batteries, with the there's a bunch of them coming out, the modem batteries, right? Those are going to be awesome. There's millions of those coming. They're actually processing them right now, which means they're taking them out of whatever they're in, and then they're taking them out, and they're going to be available like this loose. But they're going to be, they're brand new. They have like virtually 0 cycles in them, or very low cycles, but they do have the thing. So that's what we're getting. So it's not as attractive to buy large quantity batteries from China, because we have a bunch of them here. Now we have a choice. Which ones do you want? You want the big car batteries to make a big thing, or do you want the smaller hoverboard batteries, or you want the medical battery? You know what I mean? Like, now we have choices. Then we have the other little things that we sold the other day. So it's hard to tell, but I know one source that will have Chinese batteries that are really good and a really good price, and they're coming pretty soon. So they're going to be, I think, 3 grades. He said 2500, 2600, and 2800 milliamp hours, and they're going to be less than $2, I think, all of them. And they're Chinese, but they're made to spec, and so they're coming. We're going to have good batteries, guys. Brand new batteries from China. Only in America, a chair when you need one. What is the shelf life of an 18650 at storage voltage if regularly kept at that voltage, not used? How many days of storage is equivalent of a single cycle's worth of wear? Oh, that's an interesting question. Okay. There's a bunch of variables, right? But I'll give you known data that I have. So the Tesla batteries that I have on my bus, those were most likely Panasonic 2600 milliamp hour cells. Like, there's nothing special about them. I don't even know if in the early days they were actually doing custom chemistry or whatever. Those were built 7 years ago, almost like, yeah, 7, probably a little bit more than 7. I have a video, and I have all the dates and stuff. Those, they got very little use. They got like 5,000 miles on a little car that would give you about 100 miles or 80 miles. What is that? How many cycles is that? Right? Wait, what did I say? How do I figure that out? Oh yeah, 5,000 miles, right? Divided by, oh my God, my brain's not working. 80 miles per cycle. Right, so it's like 62 cycles. So let's say that these batteries, in the span of like 7 years, they had anywhere below, like around 100 or below 100. Somewhere around 100 cycles, right? So not a huge amount of cycles, but the calendar life is there, 7 years. And when we got them, we tested them, and they're like 2,600 milliamp hours. So in 7 years and 100 cycles, there's like no degradation. Some of them were I don't know, like, how were they stored? Were they stored, you know, at 50% state of charge? Were they stored at 80%, 100% state of charge? We don't know. Like, there's a bunch of unknowns there. But we do know that they have about 100 cycles, and then they had about 7 years of shelf life, and they're like untraceable degradation. And those are the batteries that we put on my bus. I guess I can test my bus cells now. I should do it, and then check what degradation there is now, and I can estimate how many cycles I've put on my bus. And I actually did that already, right? And it was like 300 cycles or something like that. Is it 300 cycles? I think it was like 300 cycles. I can't remember exactly, but and I did that because I wanted to check how much degradation it was happening on the lithium iron phosphate cells that I had. But the same thing goes with the 18650s. So to answer your question, if batteries are used correctly, if you're not stressing them out, if you're not overheating them, overcharging them, you know, too fast, or over discharging them or discharging them too fast, there's like not a lot. Oh, or I see what you're saying. If they're just sitting there on the shelf, there's like almost no degradation. I don't know where this stuff is coming from, but maybe it was like the early chemistries, the early versions of these cells. At least with the cells that we're dealing with right now, there's like calendar life. It's so small that it's hard to even make a real thing out of it. So at least that's my opinion based on my experience that I have with batteries. It's 18650, yeah, cell type. 18650 is, yeah, it's basically this cell, 18 millimeters diameter by 65 of length. They come in a bunch of different manufacturers and stuff. So best keep Elon Musk away from that nose, lest he turns into a hybrid tube. I wonder what that means. Oh my god, 173 skill healing. Okay, guys, I'm gonna be like Peter and just start threatening to leave already. It's 9:48. I say we do another 15 minutes and then we're gone. I'm losing my voice. I'm talking a lot. Let's see here. Fred, Mom, once they are dead, they are dead. Okay. This is a yeah, a lot of so there's a lot of oh my god, what am I talking about here? Conversations going on in this thread thing that I'm out of it. So if you charge at 4.2 all the time, you only get the cycles that the battery is built for. But if you charge at 4.1 every time, you can double the cycles. And if you charge to 4.0 every time, you get 3 times. Yeah, something like that, right? That's how it's usually been working out. If you charge less than 100%, then you get more, and it's a lot more. It's not just, you know, it's kind of exponential, I think. I'll do one next, but only be an hour. I wonder when. Okay. Let's see. Jehu, got your Powerwall project. I got your Powerwall project. Money is down. I would like to start the build in California with you. Can we film the whole thing? Fred, calm down. Let's do it. Although, not in the next 3 weeks, because I got my own for this Vice thing. I think I'll be running around like crazy. In fact, I should be doing that right now instead of talking here in front of the camera. But, you know, well, I hadn't been on the camera since 2 days ago, so... let's see. What else do we got? We should do... Come on. I'm curious, why do you have to charge all the batteries up just to decharge all of them. I saw this at the beginning of your Powerwall DIY video. Future Solar. Why do I have to charge all the batteries up just to discharge all of them? I wonder what we're talking about. Well, I think we were talking about testing them, right? Like, so if you have a battery pack like this, maybe this is what you're talking about, but so like if you're sourcing batteries from here or harvesting batteries from like a computer pack like this, then you know some of them are gonna be less than the other ones. That's why the pack usually turns off, or the BMS. But you don't know that. So what you have to do is you take them out, and then you have to charge them all the way up, and then discharge them, because you need to know the condition of each cell, individual cell. If this cell gives you 3,000 milliamp hours, and then the next one gives you 2,000 milliamp hours, well, they're not the same, right? And so you need to be able to match all your groups of cells. So if you're gonna build a 12-volt battery, for example, using these, like this thing right here, you're gonna have 2 more of these, right? Or two or four, 2 or 3 more for a 3S or a 4S. Well, you have to make sure that all these cells equal the same capacity as the next group of cells. And so the only way to find out is by actually cycling them. And so that's the reason, I think, if that's the question that you're asking. I hope that's the reason. Did you mention the bendy pot? Did I mention the bendy pot? I did mention the bendy pot. It's almost done, guys. I'm anodizing the last few parts so that I can put the last like 30. I think I'm down to like 30 of them that I have to ship out. They're currently at the anodizer right now. And then after that, I think I got like 30 of them left. But it's the weirdest thing. I don't want to sell them. Because, well, if I sell them, I don't really make money. It was one of those things. I think I sold like $10,000 worth of tripods, but I think it cost me like $15,000 to make them. So I don't want to sell them, because then if I sell those, then if I want more, then I'd have to spend more money. And so, yeah, it's just, unless I know I can sell like 500 of them, it's not worth it for me. I can't sell them at the price that I've been selling, right? This is $89, and then the big one was $99, you know. So in order for me to sell these 30 ones, the 30 ones that I have left over, I would have to sell them at like $200 or something. And I don't think no one wants to pay that kind of money. And so if in order to make money, I have to sell them for that much more, then I'd rather not sell them. I think I'm just going to keep them and then like give them away. You know, it's like, I'd rather give them away than sell them for too much money. And so there's a lot of people that I meet all the time, a lot of like YouTubers and stuff, that I'm like, oh, you know what? Like, you need one of these things. I wish I had one to give you one. So if I have 30 in the shelf here, then I could do that. I'm like, oh, look, here's a thing for me. You know, it's a custom thing that I made. It's really useful for the stuff that we're doing day in, day out. But super weird. So let me see, I got a message, but I don't know your address, and I'm sure you're not stung with a bunch of import duties. Oh yeah, so I'll get to you back, Jaren. Yeah, good stuff is coming, so that I can help you guys with the BMS. Let's see, what else do we got? Ooh, 9:54. We're getting there. I don't want to miss you guys. Important questions, guys. Can I still get a bendy pot? Can I still get a bendy pot? Hopefully I just answered your question there. I think you can, but you can't. Because I would have to charge you a bunch of more money than you want to pay, probably. So I think the best way is if I somehow want to give you one for free. And that might not be that hard, actually. And you just have to, like, be cool, I guess. I don't know. I don't even know who I would deem worthy of giving them one. I think I just need to have someone make them, because there's too much work. It's too crazy. I think the 3 main DIY 18650 guys need to make a video together, and in split video thing. Oh yeah, who would be the 3 main DIY 18650 guys? I'd be interested to see who you guys would want for this collaborative video be. Let's see. Phillips. Come on. Okay, so you've been to Portland. When are you coming to Seattle? Well, I actually never thought I would go to Portland. I never had an interest. I mean, nothing against Portland. I just lacked the interest to go in there. It's not until this solar eclipse thing I'm like, let's go. And I actually didn't know that I was going close to Portland. But yeah, you never know. Seattle, I need a reason to go to Seattle. What's going on in Seattle, guys? Let's see. Okay, so SK says my 12-year-old has his own channel and is growing, and I will pay what you want. It's Tech Kid on YouTube. Tech Kid on YouTube? Oh, let me see. Can I get your thing there? Let's see. Go to channel. No, but it's gonna go to your channel. How do I go to his channel? Send me a link to his channel. Send me a link to his channel. Maybe I do want to give you one for free. Whoa! What's going on here? I love the people here, and I love this movement. Something truly special happening before us. Future Solar. I think so. I think this is how it starts. It's funny. It's funny. I don't know if you guys have seen the piece that Peter was in it, but they were like, "What about the environment, Peter?" And Peter's like, "I haven't thought about the environment ever. What about the this thing where you empower people, And he's like, I don't care. Peter's like, Peter's not about that idealistic. Yes, he's like, I just wanted a battery. I thought that was funny, Peter. Yeah, but definitely we're having a movement here. We're empowering people. Peter doesn't much care about that stuff. I do. I'm a little bit more optimistic. I'm like, yeah, stick it to the man kind of thing, Seattle, yes. I came all the way to Seattle from Australia. Meetup. Iron phosphate is discharge king. He loved the one you sent to that guy in New York. I actually just sent one to that guy in New York because I don't know if Jacob, I sent one and then he gave it away. So then today I sent him one so he can have his very own one because I thought it was cool to do that. Oh. So Jack Rickard, Peter, and Jehu, you want me to be in a video with Jack Rickard? That would probably not be, I don't know, that would probably be rough on both sides. I don't know. I don't know if Jack would get along with me. I think he would he has this way of not being super mean, but he has a way of giving backhanded compliments. He just takes jabs at you, not straightforward, right? Yeah, I probably wouldn't be able to handle that. I'd be like, screw you, Jack, kind of thing. That's funny that you guys would put us three together. Joel Smith, thank you for your thing. Have you heard about the Solar Edge Pure Sine Wave Inverter? Solar Edge, 99% efficient and can run off battery pack from 200 to 400 volt DC, provides 240 120 volts household voltage. No, I haven't heard about that. Put a link on the thing here so I can go look at it. I mean, probably I have looked at it, but I was like, oh, whatever, it's just another inverter. But, oh, okay, here we go. He gave me a thing. I'll load it up here in another. What is this? Oh, this is the other one. Let me load up the channel here. Oh no, it doesn't exist. It didn't work. I copied and pasted the text, like the link that you said, but it didn't work. You can go to Seattle on your way to Canada. Well, that would be pretty cool, except that now why am I going to Canada? That's the big question. How many 18650 would it take to power a house with 6 solar panels? Ooh. Well, how big are the solar panels? Are there 100 watt solar panels or 320 watt solar panels? Or 360? Michael has this like giant 72 cell panels. Yeah, so I don't know how big of it. And how big does the battery need to be? Molly's made is good for luxury, but not high power packs that are smaller. Let's see here. More EVs per capita on South Spring Island than anywhere else in the country. 10,000 people, 120 EVs, and climbing. Well, yeah, that'd be cool. Except for the fact that, I mean, I'm from California. There's like 120 EV cars here, like per block. You know, it's like it's so crazy. But I see where you're going. 10,000 people in a tiny little island. All right, yeah, I could. Well, what is the most common EV there? That might sway my way of thinking. With the Phoenix, where did you guys charge in Bakersfield? We charged in the hotel. I think it was like a Holiday Inn or something. We just plugged into like whatever outlet we found outside. So it was mostly topped off. I think I just needed to like overcharge it. It was 100%. So I just like whatever few hours that we're here trying to sleep. We only slept for like 3 hours or something. I'm like, let's top it off. And I was doing like 10 or 20 amps per hour or something like that. Ever think of selling just the parts for the bendy pot like a DIY kit? No, and the reason why is because they are super tough to put together. It's crazy. I mean, we sat here for a few days just doing that, and incredibly hard. Like to put these little rubber things. Oh no, forget it. If I send you those rubber things, you'd send them back. You're like, I don't want this thing. You're trying to say that those things could go in there? And then, you know, I finally found different ones that are a little bit easier to put on. But this is really hard to put on. And it just didn't get any easier after like 100 of them that we were doing. And so, no, I think in theory that would work, but not in actual, yeah. Is the Samba still broken? Haven't seen a video. No, the Samba's good. I'm rolling around in it. I haven't been driving too much. He's a waspy bitch. Yeah, let's see. Frederick, that's a micro inverter. It makes stringing panels together a plug and play system. Recently they came out with the Grid Interactive and now Smart Grid technology. So the inverter that someone else was saying, 92% efficient. You know, I actually want to mess around with grid tie, micro grid tie inverters. I want to figure out how to make them run on batteries, which is hard because they're not made to do that, right? But maybe someone watching here can help me figure it out. We have to throttle them back because, you know, so they can run continuous without dying. And the reason why I want grid tie inverters is because, well, because they can synchronize to the grid. That's a feature that I want for a project that I'm working at. And the only ones that work are the grid tie, but the grid tie are always solar. So, you know, that's why I can't use the other, you know, the ones that are made to run on batteries. And so, or either we need to figure out how to make a regular inverter synchronize with the grid. Wait, UPSs don't do that, right? No, UPSs don't do that, so we can't do that. Or wait a minute, can it? Someone showed ones that you could do it. I have to remember. I have to look into that. But I think grid tie, you know, microinverters are a thing that are becoming popular, and so they're going to be cheap. You can probably get one for like, you know, $50 or something. $100 I think are like the good ones. So that's why they're attracted to me, because you can buy them. They're cheap. If you just can modify them, then you can run them off batteries. It's a great little thing that you can set up a little battery there, and it's just always just shoving power into your grid thing. You know what I mean? Like into your cabling. Check my battery. Okay. Let's see, what else do we got here? Oh, 10.7. I'm actually done, guys. Okay, what did he say? You can make it synchronize with 3-phase, single-phase, or tougher with an off-the-shelf inverter. So that's the cool thing about the grid ties, right? You could actually set them in series, and you could make like 240 volts. In fact, I'm going to try doing that, and I'm trying running my pump off of 2 of these 1,000-watt solar grid tie inverters. So I'm not going to run them grid tie, but I'm going to run them together and then run my 2-phase, you know, my 240-volt pool pump motor. And so basically I need 1,500-watt solar array. Man, that's like 10 panels. That's like 13 panels of those ones that I got. Eesh, that's expensive. But that way I can run my pump all day without any energy. And then if I make extra or whatever, if I don't need to run it for 10 hours, then I can store a little bit of energy. I don't know. We'll figure it out. Those are some of the projects that I want to try, right? Because it's easy to buy a big inverter and big batteries, you know, $15,000 worth of equipment, and then install it on your garage and get it permit. Like, it's easy. You can just do it. I think the real challenge is here is how to do it on the cheap with like products that are available here. You know what I mean? Like, and it doesn't take a ton of money to get into. For people like me, like people that are living in a rented house that you don't want to, you know, invest a bunch of money doing a bunch of work in someone else's house, you know, and people who live in apartments, you know, they should be able to use sort of this new tech to like lower their bills and stuff like that. So that's sort of the stuff that I'm thinking about. I need kind of help doing that by actually getting people who know what they're doing when it comes to electronics, because I don't know. You know, guys, you guys know that I'm not fluent when it comes to some of those stuff. Okay, guys, I think I'm gonna call it quits here. Microinverters are island protected. Yes, they are. So when they when there's no power, they won't work. But I mean, they're easily trickable. All you have to do is just trick them into thinking, and there's power there. And that's a bit of the challenge that we have to do. Thank you for watching my videos, guys. Wow, look at that. There's 165 still of you watching. Remember, tomorrow, if you're in Southern California and if you want to hang out and talk shop, batteries, electric cars, and power walls, come to EV West tomorrow. There's an open house. I think it's going to be super fun. Tomorrow it's going to be hot here in California, so I think we're going to all be able to go on rides on all the electric cars. Now they have a full fleet of cars, all kinds of different cars at EV West. So it should be pretty cool to, you know, if you're not convinced about electric cars, then you would. And to see that power wall working, probably going to be working all day tomorrow, because there's going to be a ton of cars that are going to be charging there and stuff. And so those guys are doing some cool work. And then there's also the fast charging thing, the company that's next door to them. That's the reason why they're doing that. So yeah, thank you for watching. Oh, let me see. Peter did a thing. Is that the thing that I was trying to? Yes, thank you, Peter. That was the thing that I was trying to link, but I just yeah, I'm terrible. How do you? Yeah, so there's not much here. You can't even like put it on the top or whatever. Anyways, thank you guys for watching these videos. Thank you for all your support. Thank you for all your donations here. Definitely that helps me out with all these projects coming up. Definitely a lot of cool videos coming up. I think this is gonna get more exciting. I think I had my hands tied behind my back for 3 years, and finally the pendulum swings, and now I think it's gonna be a lot easier for me. So it's gonna get pretty exciting. Thank you for all your support, all you guys that have been with me along the ride, and all the newcomers, all you guys that got here. You know, get ready for a cool ride. This is gonna get good. In 3 weeks, we are going to be on Vice, not the vlog, because by the way, the vlog, we didn't see that much traffic. I know Peter got a little bump on the people that joined the DIY Powerwall forum, right? Which, by the way, if you guys are watching this and you're not in that forum, you should go and check it out. But their video side of Vice and Motherboard, they have 800,000 subscribers over there, and I think CNET is also a partner on this thing, so they're gonna probably put that video on the CNET channel too. So this is just starting, guys. This is gonna be big, and unfortunately, some batteries are gonna get more expensive because there's more demand for them, but there are more sources of batteries coming up every day. Every day I get hit. Those guys that I'm working, like Tom Ammerman, that Peter mentioned, tons of batteries that he's got coming, and really cool, exciting batteries at very cool prices. The automotive batteries which was released today, those are pretty cool at very cool prices. There's still, there's still some kinks to work out, like the fact that you got to buy, 9 at a time. Maybe we can change that up or whatever. But there's going to be definitely more choices coming up, and so batteries are getting easier to find, and yeah, definitely we'll have to get busy in making videos showing you guys how to make all these battery power walls, different types, and different schemes using different equipment and stuff. And so that's coming up. Thank you, everyone. We'll see you in the next video. All right, bye. Here, we'll turn the thing off. Stop. Hey, stop. Stop the broadcast? Yes. Alright. Here, we'll turn the thing off. Stop. Hey, stop. Stop the broadcast? Yes. It didn't stop. Are you guys still watching me? You guys are still watching me. Okay. If I figure how to turn this off, then we'll turn it off. Okay. It didn't stop. Are you guys still watching me? Peter, how do you turn this off, Peter? Okay. If shut up. Turn this off. Oh my god. How do you stop this thing? I seriously don't know how to do it. Okay. Yeah, I guess you guys are gonna watch me eat some dinner. We're probably gonna watch a little bit of TV right now. And video, where is it? I know it's one of these buttons. It's either on the phone or in the thing. I can't find it on the video. Okay, here we go. Video Pro. Oh, come on. It lost connection. Okay, here we go. Here we go. This is the one where we're going to be able to stop it. Any day now. Should I take the batteries off the camera? I'm pretty sure that's how we're going to do it. Okay, I think I found it. I think if I press this button, it's done. All right, guys. Thank you. Stop event, complete event. Are you sure you want to stop streaming the live event? Yeah, man, come on.